having ADHD is not just affecting you, but it's also affecting the people around you, right? It's affecting your relationships, it's affecting your basically the people that you touch. It's not just about like, getting better grades or doing better at your work, but it's also about the people around you. So it's probably a good idea to invest in some therapy if you really need it, you know what I'm saying? And then in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to find a therapist, how to pay for it, and then like what you should be thinking about while you're going through therapy. Yo, what up everyone? So I'm just hanging out with the family back there. Today I want to talk to you guys about cognitive behavioral therapy. All right, so a lot of people with ADHD think like medicine is like the only way to deal with a lot of people think that taking ADHD pills and things like that are the only way to kind of deal with ADHD symptoms and focus and attention issues, but that's not true. There's a lot of other ways that you can kind of treat it, and one of the ways that most people don't even consider is what's called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. Hey, you guys want to see something cool? Look at this. Nori, say hi. Yeah, that's my kid. So a lot of people think like taking these pills are like the only way to deal with ADHD symptoms and some of the other conditions that come with having ADHD brain, but there are other ways to kind of deal with it. And one of the ways that a lot of people don't consider is going somewhere and talking to a professional, right? So a lot of therapists actually have ADHD as one of their specialties. And if you go see one of these people, what they do is they'll kind of help you figure out. They do this thing called cognitive behavioral therapy, and I'll do another video on cognitive behavioral therapy soon. But I just want to kind of talk about my experiences with going to a therapist about ADHD, because ADHD affects not just your life, but also the life of like the people around you, and it affects your relationships and a bunch of other things. Hey, what are you doing? She wants to be in the video, you guys. So it affects a lot of different things. That's not just related to like your work or your school or whatever. But today I went to go see my therapist, and this is only the second time I've talked to him. I had another therapist, but I was living in Orange County, in California. But when I moved down to this area, and I didn't talk to my therapist for about a year, and I just started seeing this new person. Last week was just like an intake. He asked me a bunch of questions and things. But today we kind of got into it, talked about a few things, talked about a few of the struggles I was dealing with this week. And it was pretty good. I'm just making this video because not a lot of people know that you can treat ADHD with therapy. Like they think like you have to go and get some medicine or medication, but there are ways that you can learn strategies to deal with the symptoms of ADHD without actually putting things in your body. And like I just feel like doing it natural is always better than adding these like artificial things into your system.
Alright, now that you've decided that you want to see a psychologist or a therapist to help you with your ADHD, how do you go about doing it, right? It's really easy. The first thing you do is you go to Google and you search up Psychology Today, and you'll get a page that looks like this. Go ahead and click on the thing that says zip code, and I'm going to put in the zip code of Los Angeles. And once you enter, you'll see a bunch of different psychologists, and there's probably like 500 psychologists here. So we want to narrow this down. Let's go ahead and click an issue that they're an expert in. So I'll click ADHD, and the type of therapy that is really good for ADHD is called cognitive behavioral therapy. So I'll click on that, and then this, of course, kind of narrows our search by a lot. So let's go ahead and choose a psychologist that we'd like to work with. a good way to do this is to kind of there's a couple of ways to do it, but the first thing that I like to do is I automatically kind of disqualify marriage and family therapists, just because that's what I've been told. I've been told that it's better to go with a someone that has a doctorate in psychology, or someone who has a psychology doctorate, or a PhD in psychology. So you go with either one of these two things. So let's go with this lady right here. She seems cool. If you scroll down though, it's you'll see that her rates is kind of high, right? It says like her rates are like $120 to $230 per session. That seems like a lot. So how do we hack this? How do we get around this situation, right? Because I don't want to cuff up, $200 a week just to go talk to someone for an hour. I can go talk to my mom for like an hour and it'll be free, right? But here's the thing, there's a hack for that. If you have health insurance in America, you're supposed to, because of Obamacare. Most of you do. Pretty much all of you guys have health insurance if you live in the United States. There is a law. It's covered by all marketplace plans must cover mental health as a part of the health benefits. So what this means is that if you have a health care plan, you also have a mental health care plan. So contact your insurance company and figure out what company that they work with for their mental health portion. And then what you can do is you can go to Psychology Today and then go ahead and filter ADHD and cognitive behavioral therapy, and then also select the insurance that your healthcare insurance company uses. So let's just pick like this one. And then what we have is all the psychologists in your area who specialize in ADHD, who do cognitive behavioral therapy, that accept your insurance. Now here's the cool thing about your insurance. A lot of people don't use their mental health insurance, which means that your premiums and your copays are going to be really low. For me, I get unlimited visits and zero copay, which means I can go every single day if I wanted to, and I wouldn't have to pay anything. And this is kind of normal because a lot of people in society do not think psychologists and therapists are for normal people. They think it's for people that had like childhood trauma, or is suffering with like really bad depression, or schizophrenia, or abuse, all these different things. But you can also get access to these things. So I'm telling you guys, check with the insurance company. You might be surprised on how much you might have to pay. Now there might be limitations on how many times you get to go, or there might be limitations on like what type of therapy you get to like have, and all these different things. But most likely you'll be surprised at how affordable mental health care is, right? So let's move on. The next thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about is what to think about when you're going through therapy for your ADHD, right? So you'll probably go in, and then the first time you go in to see your therapist, they'll probably ask you a bunch of questions about like, what kind of medications you take, are you married, are you in school, like what kind of relationship do you have with your parents, all these bunch of different questions. This person's trying to get an understanding of who you are. And then they'll go through like a checklist that they always have to go through. And then the next session you will probably get to have will be the actual session, right? Now, when you actually have your second session of therapy, what you want to do is you want to kind of talk about the specific problems that you have because of your ADHD. And then if your therapist is competent, he or she will help you understand why you do the things you do, and he or she will kind of help you relate that to having ADHD. And then if they're competent, they will give you some specific situational strategies that'll like help you overcome those, right? So if they're experts at ADHD, they kind of know, or they've seen this behavior in lots of different people, so they know what to expect, right? And they know what you're gonna do, and they know some tricks and tips that can help you not do those things, or help you get to your goals. The second thing that you want to do is you want to come up with some goals and some plans with your therapist that you can practice, so the next time you go, you can kind of say, hey, this is what I did, these are the things that I was struggling with, these are the things that I did well. And then this way, if you have like a pretty good relationship, over time, you will start coming up with strategies to help you deal with your specific life and how that life can be like lived better even with having an ADHD brain, right? The last thing I kind of want to leave you guys with is this idea that, you know, your psychologist is kind of like your coach. It's like, you know, if you want to get like a six-pack ab or like get really strong, you'd go to the gym and hire a coach, right? No one would be embarrassed like to hire a coach to help you with, you know, lifting or like running faster or jumping higher. But there's like this huge stigma to going to see a psychologist. No, a psychologist is just a coach for your brain. A psychologist is just a coach to help you change your behavior from a negative thing to a positive thing. Like, why wouldn't you go and see a psychologist? Why wouldn't you get the help that you need, right? So yeah, your psychologist is a coach. That's all it is. It's the person that listens to you and helps you see things that you don't get to see because you live inside your own brain. Just like a coach that's like, you know, teaching you football, teaches you the strategies that they think that work for a lot of different people. Your psychologist will give you a lot of strategies that can help you, you know, go from like a person that's struggling with ADHD to a person that can really, you know, deal with it and come out on the other side a winner. Okay?
All right, you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to share this, that'd be cool. All right. Bye, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If this is your first time here, I'd love for you guys to subscribe. If you like this video, you can hit the like button to support the channel and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Thanks again. See you next time.